Hey, how's it going, Scorpio? It's your boy MTownTarot here to do your reading for the next 30 days. I apologize, I was unable to upload for June. Ran into a couple of issues, but nevertheless, I'm here. So let's jump right into your reading. Spirit and guides, we welcome you into this reading for Scorpio. Please give us the most relevant messages and advice concerning Scorpio for the next 30 days in the perfect way under grace, and we thank you in advance. All right, so I got some new cards here, and they're called the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. I just tried them out for the first time with Gemini's reading, and they turned out pretty good. They're actually by the young lady who played in the movie The Craft, the black young lady with the curly hair. So this is my second reading using those, and we will do a Celtic cross to see what comes up for you. So let's get started, Scorpio. What is the present energies surrounding our Scorpios at this time? Now, don't read cards in reversals. It looks like when I cut, some of them did fall in reverse, but I don't accept those. All right, so the first card that comes up is the Prince of Disc. So some of you may have just started a new job. Some of you may have just started a relationship, a family. Discs are equivalent to Pentacles, which is Earth energy. That's Capricorn. Of course, that's Virgo, and that's Taurus. So some of you may just be starting off on a new venture. Some of you, it may be with the Taurus, with the bull here. You may have, it may have been slow getting started. It may have been kind of easy. Not easy, but it's been fruitful. Some of you may have received an offer also from an earth sign as well. But that's good grounded, both feet planted on the ground type of energy. And what's the immediate challenge for Scorpio when it comes to this new offer? Two of Swords. So some of you are trying or avoiding making a decision. I'm feeling that some of you like this new opportunity, want this opportunity, but sometimes you have a tendency to get in your head when it relates to this. Some of you are also balancing your light side and your shadow side. Light side are those things that, I'm kind, I'm caring, I give back to people, but a lot of us don't like to face that shadow side, which could be that, I like to manipulate people. I like control. I like to have my way. But whatever this new situation or thing that's starting for you, it's got you in a place to where you used to maybe, let's say you used to kind of, try to get your way. You're a Scorpio, and Scorpio is ruled by the sex organ. So let's say you were used to kind of seducing your wife, your husband, your lover, or people to doing what you want through sex. Well, that didn't always turn out for you. So now you're trying to find that happy balance to be able to, get what you want, but not necessarily, if we're going to use that example, be manipulative. But it is a choice. You have free will. And I think that you're actually doing a good balancing act when it comes to that. If you notice, she has on a blindfold, but she can take it off if she wanted to. She can cut it with those swords. She can drop one of those swords and just take it off with herself. So this is kind of like self-imposed confusion type of thing, if that makes sense. What has happened in the distant past? What has happened in the distant past with Scorpio? The 10 of Disc. So some of you what this new beginning was maybe you started a family, you started a new job, a career that's lucrative or has the potential to be lucrative, because again, discs are pentacles, and the 10 of discs usually talks about having enough money to share and spare, enough to leave legacy. That's wealth building, all of that. And so maybe in the distant past, you started, school, you started a new job, and that put you in a good financial position. What has happened in the recent past? What has happened in the recent past for Scorpio? Prince of Wands. So some of you may have been dealing with a fire sign. Prince of Wands is a lot of passion. The Prince of Wands in this particular deck is represented by the Phoenix rising. So some of you, when you started on whatever new opportunity this was, or whatever, maybe a lot of you came from, you know how some people, they say, hey, I had to come from the mud and I made it here, you know what I'm saying? So maybe some of you all had to really work your butts off to get to that, and maybe accomplishing that awakened some type of passion for you. Again, the Prince of Wands is like my one of my good six cards there. So I mean, could have been, if this is regarding a relationship or a partnership or something, it could have been a lot of, passionate sex in there. All right, and what is the best outcome for Scorpio in this situation? What is the best outcome for Scorpio in this situation? We got the Five of Wands, and that did come out in reverse, and I almost wanted to take it. I feel energetically to take it that way. The Five of Wands a lot of times talks about competition. So some of you may have had to compete for a job. Some of you may have had to, if this is a relationship, maybe there were more than one of you that this person had to choose from, or maybe you had to choose, this person or this opportunity or whatever this situation is. And, there was a lot of conflict there. The wands are usually about action, but this is kind of being tied in her head here a little bit by snakes. And snakes kind of represent, snakes and lizards, consciousness, effort, rebirth, adaptability. So I think that, especially with you trying to balance out like between this light and dark, which is what I felt energetic with this card, I do see the best outcome is that you will awaken and you won't operate in this maybe like you did out in the past, maybe out of a headspace, out of manipulation or things like that. I do see where the best outcome is you coming out of that energy and being able to navigate more freely in whatever this situation is. Now, what is in the immediate future for Scorpio? What's in the immediate future for Scorpio? The King of Discs. So in the immediate future, you jump from in the distant past where you were abundant, had enough to share and spare, to now becoming like the King of Disc. This is someone who has now mastered whatever this new start that you started on. You go from starting it off as a prince in your current energy to going to a full-fledged king. So let's say, for instance, this was a good, solid relationship that you were starting, and it took off really slow, and it took a lot of little work, a lot of watering, a lot of planting seeds and things of that nature. Well, in the immediate future, this is going to it's going to mature into this king type of energy. Now, the King of Disc is someone who has done very, very well financially. This is someone who is very fruitful. This is someone that is very grounded, but they're also very nurturing, not very, let's say, really emotional or passionate or anything like that, but very nurturing. They know what they want. They're not afraid to put in the hard work to get that. So some of you in the immediate future may be promoted on your job. You may become a guru. You may become an expert in your area. Whatever you started on that made this prosperity. Now, again, discs are pertaining to like everyday things in the material world as it relates to your family, as it relates to your job, your house, your money, things of that nature. So that is something that you have started in the material world that is becoming fruitful and is going to mature into this king energy. So that is actually lovely energy as things advance in the tarot. All right. So what factors are affecting this situation for Scorpio? What factors are affecting this situation for Scorpio? The Princess of Wands. So that's fire energy. The princess is kind of usually talks about the inner world. So maybe because whatever this is that you started, because it started, you know, with this Prince of Disc, which is kind of like slow, steady moving energy, there may have been a lack of passion. For some of you, there could have been a lot of passion because, you know, you got the Prince of Wands and you got the Princess of Wands. So for instance, if this is a love relationship that we're talking about here, then there's a lot of passion between both of you all. And if this is a work situation, whatever this is, has lit some type of fire or inner passion within you, which is probably what's going to help you to, you know, drop down those mental conflict and having feelings that you have to compete, or this type of you know, mental bondage where you're trying to balance between, you know, light and dark and all of that. This is what's kind of keeping you forging ahead in this, even though the pace of this is kind of like slow and steady, and you may want to see like, okay, now how's this going to pan out? How's this going to work out? There's still passion there. All right, and what external influences? What external influences are affecting our Scorpios? Judgment. This is a major arcana card. This is kind of like a reaping what you sow. So if this is a love situation, and let's say in the past, maybe you didn't have the best of luck when it comes to love, then this new steady, slow pace situation that you have here is the universe's way of rewarding you for, you know, all of the efforts that maybe you put in past loves but never really got that back. So this is almost like divinely given to you. You've earned this. You deserve this. If it's a business type of thing where you started off on a business, the business grew lucrative, and you're about to become like the guru in that particular field, then again, this is due to your hard work. This is due to your efforts. This is you reaping what you sow. And for some of you, there are going to be a lot of people celebrating this for you as well. They've seen how hard you work and they feel that you deserve this, Scorpio. Now, what are your hopes and fears? What are Scorpio's hopes and fears? Death, which is your card. So your hope is that This situation will change your life forever. That this is the brand new beginning of a brand new life. But your fear is dropping this old stuff. So let's say that you were someone in the past who liked to juggle like multiple people. Not that you were trying to be mean or nasty or anything like that. You just kind of like to keep your options open. Now, when you are in a committed relationship or something of that nature, you get married, or there's always a death of the old you. There's a death of the old way of doing things. Where you were single, you only had to think about you. Well, now in a relationship where you're in a partnership with someone, you have to consider that person. That's the merging of two worlds. And some of you are in fear because you like some of the liberties and some of the things that come with being possibly single. But then you also have a deep, strong desire to be in a partnership or relationship. And especially that you can see that this is actually like fruitful and solid and working out. So some of you are loving this new change, but some of you are a little bit afraid of the death of the old you. But there will be a transformation here. And I see that it's going to be led by passion. I see that it's just going to be led because this is a good, solid thing, whatever this is that you are embarking on. If this is a career situation, and let's say, you worked on something, it made you a lot of money, and now you're becoming the guru. Let's say now you're going to become famous and start a channel, or, Oprah's going to call you to interview about this. What you're kind of afraid of, this is going to change your life forever, and that you're going to have a lot of money and success and all of that. But some of you are probably concerned about the back end of what all of that brings. Now I can't go to Walmart and just, go shop by myself without people recognizing me. So that's another type of scenario that we can look at there, okay? And the final outcome. What's the final outcome for our Scorpio brothers and sisters regarding this situation? What's the final outcome? 5 of Swords. So, for some of you, there may be people in your area, in your energy or your aura around you, or energy field, that could be a little jealous. That is what some of you all are worried about, is that you're going to lose some people, that everybody's not going to like it. Even now, people probably don't like the progress that you've made if this is a relationship, and also if this is, something with relating to a job. But at the end of the day, this is your judgment. So don't worry about, who doesn't like it. I'm feeling energetically that some of the people who may not like it may be some people that are very, very close to you, because this is someone who's looking, and this is just a reflection in their eyes of what they're seeing, before them. So everyone may not necessarily like this new energy that you're moving into, this King of Pentacles. And of course, if you're a female, don't let the genders in tarot, steer you one way or another, because energy is fluid. We all have both masculine and feminine energies within us. So that's what we have, and let's get you some advice. If the reading resonates with you, please like, comment, subscribe. You can do that for free. And if you want to support the channel financially, that information will be in the description box below as well. I appreciate you all that have stuck around this long. All right, Spirit, give us some advice for Scorpio for the next 30 days. We got the Magician. So you have all of the power within you to manifest anything that you want. And I'm also picking up energetically that you manifested this new situation. If it's a love situation, you prayed and wanted something solid, or you knew that you didn't want anybody that wasn't solid, and maybe that's what called this in. Maybe some of you struggled in the past with this Phoenix rising. You went to school, you worked hard, and now you're doing well financially in your career, and you made this happen. You used your effort, your intentions, and you made that happen. What other advice do we have? And you also have the power to continue to make things happen, even if the people are looking at you in envy. You still got the power to manifest and to keep. All right, Scorpio, don't know what happened. I'm sitting here doing the reading and just talking and realized that the reading had cut off. So what other two cards failed, and I'll pull you two more cards because I'm sure you're like me, you want to see your cards fall. Again, you got that Two of Swords again. And with the Two of Swords, I don't know if I mentioned that, but that is almost like a like cards of inactivity, standing still, you know, not particularly moving around, not wanting to make a decision, although you do know what decision you do need to make. Just make sure whatever decision it is for your highest good, and you can't go wrong with that. And then you had the Eight of Swords, which is about self-imposed mental bondage. If you see, she's here and she's looking at herself in the mirror. She's not really in any type of bondage, but when she looks in the mirror, that's the perception that she's seeing. So some of you may need to reevaluate your perception when it comes to this situation and others, so that you can go about it or navigate it in a different way. So let's get you two more cards, since it was not recording when I dropped the other two. What advice do we have for our Scorpios? The death and rebirth again. So that's you standing in your power, Scorpio. That's you embracing this transformation. The reason Scorpio is kind of affiliated with death and rebirth is a lot of times Scorpios, or people with heavy Scorpio placements, especially if it's in like Pluto, have a tendency to go into things, establishments, not in the literal sense, but in the metaphorical sense. Kind of go in, blow it up, tear it all the way down, almost kind of like that tower energy, and rebuild it back up on something that's not solid. For example, have you ever met someone who have an uncle, cousin, or someone, it could be you, who likes to like break down radios and things just to see how they work and kind of put them back together? I mean, that's kind of like Scorpio energy when it comes to death and rebirth. Let's get you one more. So Spirit is advising that you stand in your power. Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords talks about endings, especially when it in the mind space. That's almost like being exhausted. And I think Gemini just got this as well. But you see, in this Ten of Swords, usually it's like 10 swords stabbing someone in the back. But with this one, she's kind of really not even looking towards all of these blackbirds, which represents like negative thoughts. And she's walking more into the sunset. So leave all of these negative thoughts, old negative patterns, behaviors, ways of operating and doing things, and walk more towards the sunset. Because the energy is definitely here for solid foundations, for fruitfulness, for you to be lucrative, whether that's in, you know, relationship, whether that's in your finances, your career, your family, whatever. The energy is definitely here to support you with forward movement of change, of becoming a new person, of doing things a different way. Because if you do what you always done, you're going to get what you always have gotten. So let's do some Rebel decks, and then we'll go ahead and end the reading here. I know it's getting a little lengthy. Maybe that's because I haven't talked to you all in like a month and a half or so. All right. Let's get some Rebel decks for our Scorpios. Let's see. Got one. That one wanted to fall. Let's see if we can get you one more. Come on, Spirit. Give us one more Rebel deck. Just pull what's on the bottom. So the first thing that fell was time to let go. Move the fuck on. And that could be, you know, old mindsets and things. You're going through some tough shit. Everyone has their turn. Welcome to yours. Gather your tired ass up and handle it. Again, especially with those two of swords showing inaction on whatever this situation is, possibly. You know, get out your head. Get the moving. You equals tight ass. Loosen the fuck up. Control freaks don't get laid. I was listening to a reading today, and she said, you know, what I've heard before, you know, vulnerability is sexy as fuck. Nobody wants to be around somebody that's a control freak that kind of kills the mood. You know, you want to lay back and give them a massage, but they want you to massage it this way and they don't want to lay that way. You know, relax. Allow this new you to come forward so that you can continue on this opportunity of being lucrative. Look, Prince, you got 10, Prince, King. Money, money, money. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the reading right there for you, Scorpio. I appreciate you all taking the time to listen. If it resonates, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, take care.